Hi, this is Stacia, and today we're going to look at a training game that I played on chess.com. So, I've been looking to play, I've been itching to play a lot of games on chess.com, trying to get my rating up. I think I can get 1700, but we'll find out if that's true. So, today I played someone rated 1660. And he played a King's Gambit against me. So you're going to see how I play against the King's Gambit, which is one of my favorite openings to play as white. Okay, here we go. He went e4, I went e5, and f4. So I do take the pawn, and he played knight f3. They also play this move fairly often, and I went d5. Okay, so this is the modern defense. And white usually takes, and that's what he did. Note that I learned this recently, but sometimes white will push back or push past. This is actually a big mistake because we have g5, and the problem is we're threatening g4, and the knight does not have the e5 square. So this actually is a very good position for black already. But instead of that, he did take. And I do not take with the queen because knight c3. So I play knight f6. Okay. So he played bishop c4. And so far he's playing exactly the way I play with the white pieces. So this is the, let's see, knight f6 is the Abasia defense. And after bishop c4, I always found this move very annoying. Bishop to d6. So the bishop develops to a good square and defends the pawn. So that's pretty annoying for white. So white really wants to play d4 and bishop takes f4. But with the bishop here, it's not going to be so easy. Okay, so white castled, I castled, and he went d4. So I think he really wants to play bishop takes f4 now. And I was thinking one way that he could do that is he could plan on the move knight e5, and that would open a discovery by the rook, and he would be able to collect his pawn. So here I really wanted to play g5, but notice that knight takes g5 is not so good for black, so I wasn't sure what to do. So I pinned the knight. Now I am curious if this is the best move. We're going to check theory, because I have a feeling this is still theory. Yeah, d4 is theory, and okay, bishop g4 is the top move, and it scores well for black. And I'm checking with the engine. The engine likes bishop g4 and says black is a half a pawn better. So that just means, you know, the computer doesn't believe in the King's Gambit. But all right, so it's probably an equalish position, but an interesting position. Okay, so queen d3 unpinning. So now the threat of knight e5 is back. Yeah, and here it's like, how do I really stop knight e5? I'm not sure that I really can. Yeah, I actually thought he would play it. Let's see what the computer wants. Wants me to go rook e8 or knight b to d7. Always hesitant to play this move. Maybe that stops knight e5. Is that the point? Let's see. Like, if knight e5 now. Yeah, it does stop it. We can just take. There's not enough guarding this. So, okay. But I went with this move. Playing it Gambit style. Too many Smith-Morras, I guess. So, but I usually like this move because it helps my knight come to a better square. Then again, I kind of felt like my knight was bad on the square later, so I'm taking note of this knight b to d7 move in order to meet knight e5 with knight takes. Okay, so he did take, and I played knight takes c6. Now, maybe he shouldn't take the pawn. Yeah, what about knight c3? Because that way, if I do take, He could just take. And if I take that, he could take with the bishop. Now he's on that. And if I do knight c6, he could give me a weak pawn, but computer likes c3. So that's pretty interesting. And my knight's kind of pinned because I don't want to let this go. And I don't think going here is any good. So interesting. Okay. Well, let's continue. The way the game went, I took on c6 with the knight, and he played c3. Oh, solid move. Yeah, and now, what to do? Queen c7. Yeah, so I felt like I had an epiphany during the game. I'm like, hey, I really want to defend my pawn. Like, queen c7 does that. I've never played that in this variation, but I thought it might be useful. Computer likes queen d7 the best. Which, okay, let's see. What would I do as white? I might go 95. Still can't play 95, but I might go h6. And I guess bishop h5 would have been my answer. Or would it? Would I go here? Can't go there. Yeah, I would have went bishop h5. And now the computer likes knight h4. So I guess the idea is to bring the knight in. Pretty interesting idea. And now I don't have bishop g6 anymore. So yeah, okay. Knight h4, interesting move. I did not see this during the game. That is why we analyze. Alright, so queen c7. And he played b4. Mind you, my opponent was playing very quickly. Like, this is a 15-minute, 10-second increment game. And he had 16 minutes now, and I had under 13 minutes. Okay, so after this, I was really curious what he's doing. I thought maybe he's going here, but I actually was wrong. He wants to develop his bishop this way. That's very surprising to me. I don't know that he should give up on winning this pawn back. I think that's a huge concession. Like, you can't really afford to develop your bishop this way in a king's gambit. If you're doing this, I feel like something's gone wrong for white. Okay. But now I have to figure out what to do. So I played h6. Okay, so my idea is g5. Really solidifying the pawn. Not sure if I love that now in light of the game. But I thought he was going to go here so that he could play knight e5. That's what I thought. Okay, but he went here. So if he had gone here, let's see what the computer says about this. It says knight a5. Yeah, this is what I was going to play, attacking the bishop. And notice the bishop doesn't have anywhere to go. If it goes here, I could take it. I was planning on taking it. Computer doesn't love that option, probably because it opens the rook up. Instead, it wants to go rook f to e8. But okay, he did not play that. He played knight here. So that does threaten knight b5. I don't really want to allow that move. So I played a6. And now he retreated his bishop. And I don't understand that move, to be honest with you. My best guess is that he wants to play c4. But if he does play c4, I have bishop or knight takes on b4. So he's not ready for that yet. So yeah, I played b5. This is just to stop this idea. And stop his queenside play here. Okay. So computer likes black's position now. And here, what should I do? I went with the move rook f to e8, which I think is a very reasonable move. Computer calls it a mistake. Wow, it wants rook a to c8. So I think, yeah, you know what? I like the computer's move better. It's saying, hey, there's a weak pawn on c3. It's not going anywhere. How about we attack it? Like move the knight and take. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Then this becomes weak. And black's got a serious initiative. So, okay, computer, I understand. Or it wants knight e7, which is part of the same plan, I think. Actually, no, it wants bishop f5. Okay. All right, but in the game I played this, which seems like a natural looking move. Put the rook on an open file. He developed his bishop. That does defend that weak pawn too. Now at queen to d7. Okay, so here, you know, I realized that he gave up on winning this pawn, and I'm also ready to go g5 if needed. So I don't need that battery anymore. So I played queen d7 with that same idea of bishop f5, the one the computer likes. My bishop's not doing anything here, and I don't want to take the knight, I don't think. So, okay. So he goes with this pawn break of c4, but yeah, the problem with c4 is I can take on b4. So I don't know if he missed this or what, but the question is what to take with. The other question is, do I want to take here first? That is a tempo on the queen. So I could do that. But I decided to go, I did none of the above. I threw this in, bishop f5. Yeah, exactly. I thought, you know, this starts to get really uncomfortable for white because he has to be careful where he moves this queen. I'm now controlling the e4 square. Yeah, and after this, I mean, knight e4 looks very natural. I could still take on b4. Actually, no, I can't. I have to play this first. He moved his queen back. Still has 15 minutes on his clock, but it feels like something went horribly wrong for white in the opening. Now I'm ready to take on b4, so I took. Now the computer does like doing this first. And, why does it like that? Wow, and it wants knight g5 or queen a7. Not sure I understand knight g5. Maybe it's opening up the rook though. Yeah, opening up the bishop as well. So I think it's just a coordinating move. I'd be worried about this though. Like knight g5. I'm not sure I love my pawn structure, but I guess white's going to have a hard time making use of this h file, which I could see. Yeah, and now rook c1. Oh, rook c1 by white. Then I would take. Yeah, it looks like a complicated position. It's pretty open and there's a lot going on here, but the computer loves black. But I guess we're a full pawn up at this point, and this pawn's really weak. But maybe it's an asset. It is a pass pawn. So computer says we're going to win this pawn. In the game, I would be a little bit nervous about it. Plus, these bishops look monstrous, don't they? Okay. So anyway, it's a crazy position, but black is better. All right, but in the game, I took on b4 and then took back with the bishop. just preserving the two bishops. That's why I didn't take the other way. And he went c5. So, yeah, what to do? My bishop's kind of shut out now, but this does weaken this pawn very badly. I guess he had to defend this. Okay, and I felt like this might be a weak move, but you know, I do kind of like it though, because if he does take, then my knight pivots and maybe I have a check here and my bishop's going to open up and my rook's opening up. So like, okay, I do like it. Computer still likes black. He did take. This is a tempo on the queen, so he must move it. My knight's attacked. So here, I thought about checking. And I ended up playing b4 with a trick in mind. I figured he probably wants to win my pawn. So I went b4 so that if he tries that, I win the game. That would be awfully nice. But I'm really curious now. The computer likes rook e3, which I did not see that move, but I love it. Defend the knight like that, bringing a rook in. That looks amazing. And the other move it wants is to check right away. So here, queen here, and check. So I thought about this, but I didn't understand why this would be good. I guess the point is king h1. Now what though? Leave that there and play rook e3. Wow. I don't understand this computer. Why? Why are we doing this? So it says rook a to e1, which is what I was thinking too. And rook a to e8. So there's a lot piling up on the e file. And we're going to play queen a7. I don't understand queen a7 at all. Oh, it's saying white will go d5 and then queen a7, attacking that, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't check. I don't understand this. I like my way better. It's just a little simpler. Just defend with a pawn. I mean, set a little trap. He didn't fall for the trap. He played knight to e5. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's black to move and win. I missed this in the game. Yeah, I can play rook takes knight. That is pinned. Yikes. Instead of that, I was pretty focused on the fork, and I took a pawn in a fancy way. Taking, this is probably a blunder in hindsight. Yeah, he took here. And after king h1, I did take the queen. Wow, this is a blunder. So I'm reminded of that old chess adage, when you see a good move, look for a better one. Because here I was so excited to take the pawn that not only did I miss the obvious win, which I should see in 2 seconds, but I also missed that white has a threat. You know, the knight went there for a reason. So when I took this, at the end of this, he has time to take on f7, which he did. And now he's going to take my rook, which he did. Wow, I had no idea I was losing here. I thought I was worse, but computer says +2. So let's see what happens now. Now we need to play chess. You know, it's an open position. And it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, I'm down in exchange, but I do have an extra pawn. for my trouble. He has a pass pawn, but I have a 2 versus 1. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like white. The exchange and the pass pawn, so, okay. So he played here. Computer, by the way, says rook takes f4. Yeah, of course. I'm kind of surprised he didn't do that. By playing this move, which doesn't really create a threat, as far as I can tell. Like, what's the threat? Yeah, I don't think I get it. So now I had time for this. So now I saved 1 pawn. And he played g4. I thought about taking en passant here. I ended up going against it because I don't know that I want to be in this pin. That's coming next. I have to play king g7. It just feels really loose to me. I guess my knight is defending. I don't know. I felt like something might go wrong here and defended my rook. So I didn't go with that. Instead, I played bishop to e6. He brought his rook in. Yeah, and you know what? This is a blunder. Yeah, he just totally missed bishop d5, pinning the rook to the king. And yeah, I thought this is probably winning. And it is winning. He can check me, but I mean, I could probably play king f7 if I want to, but I played king g7. Looks crazy, but that rook's pinned. It cannot take it. And now the rook is attacked twice now and not defended at all. So this is just losing now. I can just take the rook for free, which I did. And now I just have to be careful. Okay, I can win that pawn. Not sure why he gave me that. I guess he wanted to check me. But I can defend with the rook. Now my rook's really well placed, defending everything. Can bring my king up behind the rook. Yeah, you cannot take that. Okay, now this is my only weakness at this point, so I defend it that way. Checked a little bit. Now my knight's also well placed. It's stable here. The king's defending. So now I thought it's time to make progress. Get my king up. Oh, and I actually blundered here. I forgot about this. Yeah, I totally blundered my knight. Lucky for me, this is definitely still winning. I just have way too many pawns at this point. But yeah, don't blunder your knight. That's what time pressure does, though. Yeah, and here I felt pretty comfortable. It looks like white's getting counterplay until I play this. Rook g3 check. I mean, what can he do? He can't do anything in here. I guess this. But he didn't go for that. Yeah, and now this is a very nice construction. Everything defends everything. Time to make a pass pawn, and now we just build a bridge with this move. He wants to check me forever, but he can't do that anyway, I don't think. So rook blocks, and my opponent did resign. So, okay. I am gonna use the key moments feature now, just because I want to do it on a video. So let's see what the computer says. Oh, I better make sure the screen is not messed up. Hang on a second. You guys can see. You can see my Halloween avatar. Yes, it's actually Midna herself. Okay, computer says knight f6 was the last book move. It says knight takes e6 was a good move. Of course it was. What else would I play there? Okay, critical move. Bishop takes was, yeah. Of course it was. There's a recapture. b4 is a mistake. Instead, if we retry, I think we already know that the computer really liked, well, I think this is a good move. Yeah. I wish I had seen that move because that does look pretty good. Okay, and queen takes d4 is a missed win. Yeah. Ugh. You know, I admit it was, I feel like queen takes d4 was an emotional decision. It's like I just got excited about doing the fork or something. So I need to keep my emotions in check during a game, and I've had this problem before when I think I have a really good move. I get really excited and don't fully examine the position. So that excited feeling, that's a red flag for me, and I would encourage you guys to also double check any emotions, including good ones. All right, and what's going on? It's changed it to white for some reason. Can I flip it? Okay, it says king f8 was a mistake. It was. Wow, am I supposed to go here? No. King h7 is much, much better. Just staying out of range of the knight checks, I guess. Interesting. Okay, and yeah, I think all this. But he blundered when he missed the pin. But I was watching for that pin even before it happened. So I wasn't going to miss that one. Okay, and I don't know if you can see, but it turns out I had 94.4 and he had 88.5. Okay, well that's all for this game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.